I just feel so funny when I do that. I just have to do it. Okay, but anyways, today's topic is overthinking and overstimulation protocol, coming from a person who deals with this quite a lot. So, firstly, we have to differentiate overstimulation versus overthinking. Overthinking is when you're conscious of what you're thinking, but this often leads to like a downward spiral of you feeling bad about yourself. Overstimulation is when you're unconscious of what you're thinking. It just your brain is subconsciously processing information in the back of your head. And this feels like your brain is going to explode because you don't even know what you're thinking, so it feels worse. So clearly dealing with overstimulation and overthinking is not something that is fun. So I got you with my 4-step protocol. So the first step is to write. Because when you write, you are able to see your thoughts on paper. And for overthinking, this makes it less scary to think about and it makes your thoughts feel more real. And overstimulation, it helps to bring to light what you are actually thinking. And this step is really, really important because with a brain dump, basically writing down everything that you are thinking, you are allowing yourself to feel your emotions in a healthy way. And when you feel these emotions, you're able to understand why and what is going on. And with that knowledge, you are able to acknowledge that you feel this way and you can flip your thinking to break the cycle. So maybe you're thinking about something that's negative, you can flip it into a positive way, but you are doing it while acknowledging what you think. So this is more likely to convince you to think in a better way, in a sense, that's more beneficial to you. So, step 2. This is to exercise or do any type of activity that requires you to use your body more than you use your mind. Examples of this could be running, I like that a lot, walking, driving, drawing, or like art stuff. I don't do a lot of art stuff, so I don't have good examples for this clearly. But the reason this is important is because with overstimulation, you can bring to light what you are thinking through writing, but it doesn't necessarily slow down your brain at all. And you need like an actual thing for your body to do for you to get tired so your brain doesn't think as much. There's actually studies that prove this, and I will probably link a video down below in the description. But another thing that this does is it helps you have free time for your brain to work out your problems subconsciously in the background while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. So in a sense, it's a distraction, but it's also like helping you subconsciously work stuff out, if that makes any sense. Step 3 is to talk to God, because through your writing and through your activities that are more doing stuff with your body and not so much thinking, you may figure out what is going on in a sense. So I think when it's more specific, it's easier to ask for help. But with this said, you can also talk to God first as a little bit of a replacement for the writing part, because what I do sometimes is I like address it to God and just like write to him basically in a letter. But at least for me, sometimes I think it's helpful to have a conversation with myself to kind of see like what is going on, you know? Or you could always do it like just like verbally, just like praying, because that also helps too. Because it's kind of like venting. But venting is something you need to be very careful about, which I will touch on later in the next section. Step number 4, talk to a trusted person. So it's important to talk to other people because it allows you to gain new perspective on your issue. Because when you think about your issue, it's just the same old circle. But talking to other people allows you to jump out of that cycle because they give you a new way of thinking about something, because everyone thinks differently. But you have to be careful about the order in which you do these 4 steps, because if you vent first, this will create a really bad habit of talking more about your problems than solving them. Because the reason you talk about your problems is so you can solve them. I'm just saying. But I'd like to end this video with a thought. Emotions are not good or bad. They're only here to tell us if something is wrong.